A new record was set on day 3 of the Autumn Horses in Training sale when Group 2 Duke of Cambridge winner Aljazzi sold to Newsells Park Stud for 1 million guineas. The 114-rated daughter of Shamadal was offered for sale by Marco Botti's Prestige Place on behalf of her owner breeders, Saleh Al-Hamazi and Imad Al-Sagar of Blue Diamond Bloodstock, who enjoyed considerable racecourse success with the standout filly, including a Royal Ascot win and the Group 3 at Atlanta Stakes at Sandown. She was the subject of a late bid from Lordship Stud, before being knocked down to Julian Dollar on behalf of Newsells Park Stud for the record-breaking price.
She sort of stood out like a sore thumb, well, in a good way, I think, but she was the only filly that we were interested in. I spoke to the trainer about her and came to see her this afternoon and liked her and thought she had some interesting options as a potential broodmare, and actually I didn't expect to be able to buy her, to be perfectly honest with you. So no, we're very happy, very happy. You know, she's by Shamadal out of a Danehill Dancer mare. She's got speed. Being a 7 furlong mile filly, she was a very good race filly, very consistent, tough. I think there are plenty of options open for her. Shamadal looks like a young, exciting broodmare sire, so I think there's plenty of nice options for her. I'm sure there'll be plenty of stallion people. Well, she might well suit Nathaniel for that matter, but you know, there's plenty of options for her.
At 1 million, all done and sold this time here at 1 million. Julian Dollar, thank you very much indeed, sir. Right-handed buys.
Purchasers from Australia continued to make their presence felt on the third day, with Knight Errant, a 3-year-old colt by dual hemisphere champion So You Think from Willie Jarvis's Phantom House stables, set to join Sydney trainer Gay Waterhouse after being knocked down to agent Susie McKeever for 250,000 guineas.
Plan is for him to go out to Australia, to Gay Waterhouse, and he'll have a bit of a break now, and then he'll come back hopefully and race next year. He had good form. We looked up his form was good, and he was a lovely looking horse. I mean, he wasn't particularly beautiful, but he's a real solid, strong, he's got great legs, good timber.
So I work for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott down in Sydney, and we bought this horse primarily to target the Melbourne Cup. Gay won it back in 2013 and she's dying to win it again. We loved the horse. We thought it was a nice big scopy type. Obviously the size proven in the Southern Hemisphere. You know, we liked his form. We thought we could improve him. So was willing to go to a little higher than we thought we would have to, but obviously the market's really strong, and if you want the ones you want or you like, you're going to have to bid for them. So very happy. This is my first time at the sale actually, so I'm a bit new to it all, and I soon sort of learned very quickly that you really need to have a decent money pool if you want to get some of the nicer types. We did walk away with one. We were hoping probably to get a couple more, but we'll come back next year and hopefully we can do it then.
The only sadness is that this year, for the first year for about 7, 8, 10 years maybe, I'm not actually going down to the Melbourne Cup, but Johnny's going, and of course during the winter we go down and we spend 3 months down there, so no, we love it and we love the Australians.
250,000 last time. Susie McKeever, thank you very much indeed and the very best of luck.
A son of Dar Me made headlines during the October yearling sale when selling for 3.5 million guineas, and it was no surprise to see another member of the illustrious Watership Down stud family prove popular when Argentello, consigned by the Castlebridge consignment on behalf of John Gosden, sold for 210,000 guineas. The Intello half-brother to listed winner Muharib was signed for by Conor Murphy of Riverside Bloodstock, and now US-based trainer who gained notoriety as Nicky Henderson's former assistant, who landed a £50 accumulator on 5 horses at the Cheltenham Festival, which netted him £1.2 million.
A lovely horse actually. I wasn't sure if he was going to be here or not because he's been running fairly well lately. He's a cracking horse and he's had a good year. I mean, when you're buying from the best trainer in the world, you're not looking to improve, you're just hoping they can hold their form, and obviously we're going to take him to America, so if he can hold his form the way he's been running here, hopefully he'll win a couple of nice races over there. We'll probably ship him over there in a couple of weeks when he's all his bloods and all that done, and we'll turn him out for the winter, let him acclimatise, and he's had a busy year here, so give him a break. Probably bring him back into training early in the year and just shoot for maybe Keeneland in April or something like that, but he seems versatile as regards ground, which is good. I was here worked for Nicky Henderson for 6 years, and very lucky to work with probably the best horses they've been in a long time in the national hunt, and 2012 moved over to Kentucky to start out training, and it's been good, going well. I mean, we've had a couple of good horses and a couple of good years. We've had a couple of bad years as well, but that's the way it goes. But happy with how things are going at the moment, so we're delighted with this lad now.
Sold at 210. Well done, sir. 210 buys. Thank you.
The Juddmonte draft is always one of the highlights of the sale, and it was the first lot into the ring from the historic operation that set the early pace when Breath Court, a braided Breath half-brother to Champion twice over, sold for 200,000 guineas to agent Alex Elliott.
Breath Court is going to go to Ian Williams for a new client. Ian is on the way to Australia tonight to watch Magic Circle run in the Melbourne Cup next week, and he was very keen to get him, and whenever a guy like Ian Williams puts a horse up, I think myself and the client had to really take note, and he'll be gelded and come back next year here in England, obviously. Yeah, so fingers crossed. So, you know, all these Juddmonte horses sell well. Rafe Beckett, who I buy yearlings for, highly recommended the horse, and when he does something like that and Ian wants to press the button, we felt it was the right thing to do. When the Australians come in against you, it's always going to be quite saucy, and we were out, but it was we were delighted when the hammer came down.
The 200,000 all done. Alex Elliott buys 200,000. Thank you.
Conor Murphy's Riverside bloodstock struck again later in the day, securing a fourth purchase at this sale in the form of Emmaus, a 4-year-old listed winner by Invincible Spirit. Consigned by Roger Varian's Carlberg Stables, the Group 3 placed colt, who hails from the illustrious family of Cassandra Go, Halfway to Heaven and Rhododendron, was signed for at 190,000 guineas, the 19th lot on the day to make 100,000 guineas or more.
190,000 last call. Thank you very much indeed. On top,